Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next WebEx lesson. We are going to start getting restarted on training now that February has hit. We are going to start out with something that we've actually already done a WebEx on before, but unfortunately at the time we didn't realize that not everybody had the newest version of Adobe. So we are going to, now that everybody does have the new version, we're going to go back over how to do that. Because we're moving, especially now that we've joined with CFI, we are going paperless. So I want to just kind of go over, reiterate how to do the entire process so that way you don't have to print anything out when you're doing your accounting adjustments. One note real quick on accounting adjustments. And sorry, you'll have to excuse me. My throat's a little sore today from coughing, so bear with me. On AAs. We are so behind on AAs, partly because MRI was messing a lot of things up and there was an increase in AAs. And then also there was a lot of mistakes on AAs and accounting was getting very frustrated. So we are in the process of trying to clean all those up. We have Leslie, of course, helping us out, who's doing a great job of getting through those. And then with some of you, I know I have come to your property directly and kind of worked one-on-one with you to try and get some of those taken care of so we can start with a clean slate. So hopefully we will get caught up soon and we can get back to normal. So once again, let's get back to how to do this in Adobe. So first of all, I want to make sure everybody knows what information you need. Now that we have the right version of Adobe, the training document for AAs is correct. So all of this information, if you go to your property folder in Citrix, of course, when you pull up your property folder, you're not going to have all the properties, but it'll have your property and then your training and resources folder. Just to reiterate to everyone, your training and resources folder is where all of your training documents are, as well as our training PowerPoint and WOW information, and all of your forms are here as well. Just to reiterate, especially for some of our new people. So in your Eagle training docs, we have the AA training and the accounting procedure. This is what I'm going over today. This is actually correct. So if you want to go through this, you can take a look, and this is actually the process in Adobe that you're going to need to do that I'm about to go over. So this is finally correct now that we have Adobe updated. So I have already, for time's sake, filled out an accounting adjustment. So I'm going to go over that real quick with what we're doing. This isn't a real accounting adjustment. So the ledger and information that I'm going to pull is not going to match, but let's just use our imaginations. So we have a resident here at La Privada Valle Poway. We are going to be refunding a late fee and a return check fee. And then also apparently MRI overcharged by $100 for December. So we're going to be giving a credit on that as well. Just a note real quick on descriptions. Please make sure your description, even though we want it short, we also need to make sure that it is succinct and it has the correct info. One thing I'm noticing that a lot of people aren't putting is the date. Accounting needs to know what month this is crediting or charging to, because they need to verify on the ledger that it matches up with what we're putting on the accounting adjustment. So you can't just say rent was $14.55, should have been $13.55. I do need you to put that it was for December, or if it was for January or February, whatever month it was. Make sure to include that in there. So I filled out all this information. I'm going to save this onto my desktop. You can save it on a folder if you want to, however you want to do it. And you can name it whatever you want for right now. Yes, we have our specific accounting adjustment name file that we're going to use, but we're going to do that at the end. You can use whatever you need to remember that that's there. So I have saved that. I can close that out. Now I need to get my backup documentation. So since I am asking for a late fee to be waived and this return check fee to be waived, I'm going to need to print out the ledger. So I'm going to go ahead and print out this report, but I'm not actually going to print it. I'm just going to pull it up in MRI. So once we have the ledger here in MRI, I'm going to click this button to turn it into a PDF. So going to open the PDF for us. Here we go. So I'm going to download this PDF. No need to print it out. Once again, I can put it on my desktop. I'm going to put Sergio Ruiz Ledger. Perfect. Now we have his ledger on the desktop. Now, one other thing I need to do, excuse me, because I am asking for a credit for MRI because it charged the wrong amount. It didn't actually, but pretend with me. I need to pull up his lease. I'm going to, now I definitely don't want to put all 25 pages on there, right? We've talked before about how you only need to put the information that we need. Because the information we need is the dates of the lease and the amount that the lease is supposed to be, I only need this page. Now, normally you would print out this page and scan it. You don't have to do that. What I want you to do is to go ahead and download it. And then once it's downloaded, let's pull that up. So actually, what you're going to have to do is get it from your desktop. So now that we have the PDF here, we can modify it. So go to the page you want. This is the page I want because, like I said, it's got the dates and the rent amount. Go over here to Tools. Make sure you're clicked on the Pages tab right here. And we're going to extract. So we're going to extract page 2. And that gives us a totally new file just with this page. That way you did not have to print it out. I'm going to File, Save As, and this is Sergio Ruiz Lease Proof. Okay, so I can close that now. Perfect. So let me pull all my Sergio Ruiz stuff over here. We've got our Sergio Ruiz lease proof. We've got the actual accounting adjustment, and we've got the ledger. Perfect. And then this is the lease I downloaded. I'm going to get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. All right. So open up your PDF. So you're going to, you can either just open up Adobe, or if you already have something open, that's totally fine. You're going to go to File, Create, Combine files into a single PDF. All right. So this is super easy. All you have to do is drag and drop them in the order that you want. So we want the actual accounting adjustment first. Then we're going to have our ledger and then our lease proof. There we go. Once you've got everything on there, click Combine Files. Bam. We have a completely new one document. It's got our accounting adjustment. It's got the ledger, and it's got that one page of the lease, and we didn't have to print anything out and waste any paper. So now what we need to do is go ahead and save this in the right location. So if I was at this property at Valle Poway, if I was Leslie, I'd come over here to Property folder, open my folder, Apartment RM, AA's pending, pending A, and I'm going to save it in here. Of course, we want to make sure we do the correct documentation with the file name. So we're going to do AA dash property number dash property name, the last name of the resident, and the unit number. So I'm going to do that right now. AA 05301. And I know, looks like he's already got one here. There you go. I know a lot of the naming documentations, we've kind of been all over the place with them a little bit, which is fine. I know we haven't really been holding you guys accountable for that one. Accounting is noticing it, though. They are starting to ask us about it, so please make sure that it is property number, property name, last name, unit number, and then we'll save that in there in the pending AA folder and close this out. And all of this, we don't need it anymore. So once you're done with it, just go ahead and put it back in your recycle bin. There's no need to hang on to it for any reason. All right, so once again, this training document goes over it. So if you want to read this, it actually will make sense now that we have the correct Adobe software on your computers. If you have any questions, as always, please let me or Megan know. And I appreciate you guys watching the WebEx. Have a good one.